I'm here. My bad. Man. Oh, man, I'm kind of tired. Work was a little slow. Slow but steady. Did a lot. Not did a lot, you know what I'm saying? Did a lot. Not on the road, but back at the base. I think more than anything, it's just it's hot. It's hot today, but it's not just the heat rather. It's the humidity, man. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of tired, but it is what it is. Got to focus on the breathing. I was told when you're sleepy, a way to boost the breath, your energy up is just breathe out short breaths like 20 times. So we're gonna see if that works. That was 20. Let's do 20 more breathe outs. What it's doing is pushing down on my diaphragm. The cool thing about this life, especially being sober, you know, is that, you know, you try different things to either make you like relax you. Right now, I need to pep up. I need energy because I was feeling groggy. Not groggy, just a little sleepy. Long day. I went to bed. Oh my God. I went to bed probably like midnight. Woke up like 4 in the morning. Went back to sleep, got back up like 5. Went back to sleep, got back up like 5:30. Went back to sleep. And this is where I always do this. Like, I'll set the alarm for 4. Like, I don't leave the house at 6:30, but I'll set the alarm for 4 in the morning. And if I'm still tired, it's like I give myself a nap. So I'll set it for 5 in the morning. And if I'm still tired, I'll set it to like 5:30. And if I'm still tired, the maximum I'll go before I gotta get up. The point of no return, the latest I did was like 5:55. You know what I'm saying? But today was up and at him at like 5:40. You know, and just commencing to get on with my day like the way I always do, man. You know, working on the book. The book is coming together. Chapter 2 is finished. It's completed. Gonna try to do chapter 3 today. We're gonna see how that goes down. What up, Lorenzo Russo? We're gonna see how that goes down. I'm gonna try to get chapter 3 today, or maybe add some more descriptions to some of my podcasts. Like I said, we're on episode 127 right now, and a lot of my podcasts don't have descriptions at all, just titles. And I was told when you give your podcast good descriptions, it gives you a greater chance of being noticed by the algorithm because you have a lot more words associated with your. You got a lot more words associated with your page, you know. All right. We're gonna get rid of that. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, my eyes are itching. My gosh. But we here though. In the flesh. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. I think, what did I say? The title of this episode is just coasting. Since I've been really, really keying in on my breathing, abdominal breathing, knowing that breath is the foundation of everything. You take away the breath, you're dead. Like, well, how's it go? You could not eat food, I think, for like 2 months before you die. I think you can not drink water for like a week, something like that. But if you don't breathe, if you cut off the air, I think you're dead within 10 minutes. Something like that. So it just shows like how important breathing is, man. It's just a base point. It's the foundation for everything, man. Before you make any decision, whenever you're startled, whenever you're triggered, whenever you're surprised or whatever, whenever your emotions are unexpectedly motivated, and you have the inclination to potentially do something rash without really thinking about it as a reaction, just give yourself that. And I'm not saying it works all the time. But it's just a baseline. You just take that, breathe out the mouth. And I'm talking about you breathe down here through your gut, not your chest. Make sure your lower belly, as low as you can, you know what I'm saying? Your abdomen fills up with air. Slowly, 4 seconds. 4 seconds in. 4 seconds out. And then try to make the decision. I feel like a lot of times we make decisions or we react impulsively. Not necessarily impulsively, but we have knee-jerk reactions when we should just try to give us that split second, that moment. Like, how different our lives would have been if in certain instances and situations where we just lashed out or jumped out too quick, all we had to do was just a couple of these. Whenever you see an archer, in order for them to be locked in and focused and hit that target, they gotta calm themselves down as much as they possibly can. Then they release that arrow through that quiver from that, not the quiver, but from the bow, because the quiver is where you take the arrows from. But they take it out of the quiver, put it in the bow, calm themselves, let it go, bullseye. But it would have been a lot more difficult for them to hit that target if they didn't do the one thing that they do 23,000 times a day, but control the rate that they do it in order to calm their nerves to be more accurate with the target. So is the analogy of life and any bullseye-like decision you're trying to make. Before you make it, just give yourself a chance. Slow down with that breath. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying it'll always work, but we all need just a baseline to start with on a road of just development and improvement, or just clearing that lens of life a little bit to enjoy what we see more. I always say life is an experience that you behold. And if you're looking at beholding a screen, but it's dirty, yeah, you can watch the program that's on the screen. But if you clean that screen off, how much better it looks, how much better the 4K or the 8K image looks. And in this instance, metaphorically cleaning off that screen so you can see it better, all the positive things that you can do in life to improve yourself, to enjoy the experience of what you're watching. And the one basic thing that you do before you do anything, before you make any decision, you know what I mean, even while you're asleep, is you breathe. So focus on that as a baseline, man. Focus on your breathing. I probably talked about this yesterday. I probably spoke about it the day before, but I really feel like it's really, 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 really that important. And we know breathing is important. We know it's important because legit, it's the one thing, if you take it away for 10 minutes, you will no longer exist in this form. I don't think there's nothing else in life, like no other because air is sustenance. There's no other sustenance that we could take away for 10 minutes that will mean the end of our existence in this form. Like I said, food, you can live without it for like months, a couple months, something like that. Water, you can live without it for like 10 days, something like that. Air, you're done in 10 minutes. And it's the one thing we take for granted the most because we don't see it, but it's everywhere. So we're confident. I ain't gonna run out of air. I think it was the movie Spaceballs where I forget what the bad guys were named in Spaceballs. Where Rick Moranis, he played Darth Helmet or something like that, which was a play on Darth Vader, and they had the it was like, is it the Lone Star? Not the Death Star, like the Lone Star, something like that. But basically, it was a spaceship with a vacuum cleaner attached to it, and they wanted to suck all the air off the planet. We don't have that type of situation. Air is infinite. It's infinite because it's constantly recycling. We breathe out carbon dioxide, which is poison to us. The trees like carbon dioxide and breathe it in, and then the trees breathe out oxygen, which is poison to them. And it's a continuous, endless cycle like this. So we ain't got to worry about that air. That air is never pouring out. But breathing is the baseline thing that we do before we do anything. And if you take it away within 10 minutes, you're a goner. So it's very, 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 very important. So if we know it's important, we should take it a little more serious with how we use it and be more conscious with how we use it to calm our nerves, to make more controlled decisions in life. The amount of oxygen we take in affects all of our organs, man. You're breathing short, you're not getting as much oxygen to the brain. I would assume it affects, not breathing properly affects all the functions because it's respiratory. Respiratory is what delivers oxygen to your blood. Your blood cells, goes throughout the body and then delivers nutrients. But it needs that oxygen, man. I think I think blood, if I'm not mistaken, blood delivers oxygen to your body, period. Like you take it in your lungs. I don't know how it works specifically. Now I'm curious to look this up, but you take it in your lungs, but somehow I think the oxygen is attached to your blood cells and that goes through your body and, puts oxygen. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just speaking intuitively. But I know how important this is, and I know how it's affecting me in a positive way. And before, whenever I would discover something that was simple, but that could really help me in a positive way, I would always think, that's the end. That's it. I don't got to figure nothing else. Nah, like the mindset is different now. I know there are other simple things out there, and I'm curious. Simple things that could mean major upgrades and changes in humans. So I'm curious as to what those things will be. And as they come up, I'm going to talk about them. I just got myself a Substack, which is a site where you can put your essays and stuff like that. And I got myself a Medium profile, so Substack and Medium. So I'll be putting up essays and little short stories and poems, things like that. I'm probably going to start messing with those types of sites, showing up my writing more than Facebook and Instagram. Because, I would share poems, share writings, and share ideas and stuff like Facebook and Instagram and all that. But for the most part, unless you are in a specific group on Facebook, a lot of times, man, people don't really pay attention. Like, people want the quick fix. People want fast food. I don't knock it, but I've been in these fast food restaurants for years online. Now it's time to go to these fine dining restaurants. To me, that's what Substack. That's what Medium is. I'm going to spend a lot more time there. Add a lot of philosophers. Start reading their works. Reprogram the brain, man. A lot of times I'll even watch like this debased social media, whether it's politics or man versus woman, black versus white, old versus young. After a while, it just feels trivial. It's like, what am I getting out of this? What am I getting? Like, all people do is just complain about one faction all the time, or 99% of the time. That's what they do. That's what they do. Cool, but after a while, I'm tired of eating Taco Bell. I'm tired of ingesting Wendy's. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of binging off of Burger King. As the late, great, Sinful the People say, put love in your body. Water. Come on, like, listen here. He said, I showed you the water, right? Put some water in your body. You got the chicken salad with the grapes and the walnuts. What's Sinful the People always say? Fruit. Put some fruit in your body right here. I have stuff like this on deck every day. Something I never like. I would occasionally have fruit and stuff like that here and there. Now, like, it's on a whole different level. To the point now, like, yeah, I still like my little potato chips once in a blue, but I eat green beans. I eat fresh string beans, raw string beans with seasoning, with some good seasoned salt, some ground black pepper. I eat that way more than I eat chips now, man. Paradigm shift. Change the paradigm. Change your reality. If you want better, you got to do different. If you want better, you got to do better. I'm watching Netflix, right? I don't like the movie. Matter of fact, I don't really like nothing. Netflix. I'm not. This isn't literal, but if I'm watching Netflix, you know what I'm saying, binging or whatever. But I don't really like any of their programs. Do I just keep complaining about the programs on Netflix, or do I fire up as Amazon Prime, fire up Disney Plus, fire up Apple TV? If I want a different viewing experience, just fire up something else. You got to do something. You got to do different. If I keep thumbing past the same programs in Netflix over and over again, and I know pretty much what's there, but I keep saying, ain't nothing to watch on TV, ain't nothing to watch, and I keep going through the same things, that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same habits over and over again, expecting different results. Change the channel, yo. That's what I'm doing, man. Excited about the book. I'm excited. It's going to take time, and this ain't nothing quick. I was very, very zealous, and I'm still zealous about the book, but I don't want to overload myself, overwhelm myself, so I'm scaling back, slowing down a little bit, but I'm still, every day I'm adding to it. But like yesterday, it's like, in the past 2 days, I spent over 6 hours working on one chapter. It took a while. You know what I mean? And I already had the outline or whatever, but I just kept running into issues, putting it together, like getting all my sources together, because all my writing is based on my transcripts from my podcast, this podcast right here. So I was just making sure that my timestamps and my writings matched up to they were the correct timestamps in the videos. And for some reason I was off, man. And it took me a while to figure that out. And I don't want to go through that stress every single night. So, I'm just easing up a bit. But it's coming together. Y'all gonna like this when it comes out, man. It's coming together very, very good. Very, very well, man. Listen, I'm kind of tired. I ain't gonna talk your ear off. I ain't really say nothing that deep, that funny. Whatever, just had to check in, let y'all know what the deal is. And as I say to all my young and upper comedians, there is no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy guys have not given you anything new to subscribe on that page, it is their way of telling you to work on things they already gave you. Stay away from the gossip, stay away from the rumors, stay away from the nonsense, stay away from the negativity, stay away from the foolishness, focus on the funny, and lead with love. Because life is not something that happens in spite of you. Life is an experience for you to behold. So get to beholding. Clean off that lens so what you behold is that much more clear. Holla at y'all, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification so you know exactly when I go live. Hit the hype button. Look at my YouTube profile if you want to give your boy a donation. Put something in the collection plate. At comedian Mo Green, MOGREEN is Venmo, and $ comedian Mo Green. No, is it comedian Mo Green? Or is it Mo Green 79? I can't remember. But what I do know is that it is in my YouTube main page description of where you can bless your boy. Holla at y'all. Peace.